Thank you very much. This morning, the second part of our exclusive interview with one of the most successful and influential songwriters of all time. Last week, former Beatle Sir Paul McCartney told us why the time was right for a new album. This week, he talks about some of his career highlights as well as why he loves being on the road. I caught up with Sir Paul backstage at the Staples Center in Los Angeles just before he performed another sellout show.
You can watch the universe explode. It's still the same spark, you know. It's like, it's great being in a band on a tour like this. I was just talking to Ringo, actually, and, you know, we were saying it is terrible coming off tour, because you're like a king on tour, you know. Oh, I think I'll have one of those. Yeah, sure. And then, you know, then you get off tour and it's like you're carrying your own bags through an airport. What's going on?
You have to make your own cup of tea at home.
Yeah. But, yeah, you're spoiled on tour, so that's one of the attractions. But, you know, the other big attraction is the audiences with touring. You get this great warmth if it goes well. And you kind of see what your music means to people. Whereas if you're just writing it and recording it, it's very private writing it, and then it's quite private recording it. There's you and the producer and the engineer, a couple of people. And then suddenly you're in front of 20,000 people, and they're really liking it, and you can spot people in the audience, spot a couple, you know, really smooching to it, and you spot somebody else crying, and then somebody's got their kids there, and suddenly there's a kid, the father and mom, the grandparents, and you just go, whoa.
You can understand how some people kind of have trouble keeping their feet on the ground?
Yeah, I think that's true. You know, I can see that, but I come from a very good Liverpool family that would always knock it out of you. You know, you got a bit, you know, a bit too big-headed and be like, hey, all right, Mike, you know, right.
What does it feel like to stand in front of, I don't know, 20,000 people who have paid their hard-earned cash to be here?
Yeah, it feels really great. You know, it's one of the big reasons you do it, you know. It's, suddenly, I mean, the way we start, we're standing behind a curtain on this particular tour, so we're like, you know, there's just the band, and we're waiting, we know our cues, we know the bit on as the film goes before us, so we know the noise on the film that's going to mean it'll stop, and we're on live, you know. So there's a little kind of, as my gardener used to call it, a drillion. Got a bit of a drillion there, mate. You know. But suddenly there's that, and then you're on, bang, you turn around, it's not your 5 of you anymore, it's 20,000 of you, you know. And we call this tour the Us Tour, because that's sort of what it is, like it's us, and it's a big us, you know, there's 20,000. And it's great. You start picking out faces, and you see this buzz going on, you know, and it's very encouraging, you feed on it.
Is there, in your career, a highlight?
So much stuff I've done. It's always difficult to just pick on one bit, you know. There's a lot of bits that I would kind of just remember for various reasons. I mean, Shea Stadium was fantastic because it was the first big thing and the sort of shock of it all. But we couldn't hear ourselves. So it was kind of great, but Live 8 was fantastic. That was a great one, you know, a modern day one. Playing with you too, you know, great guys, and for such a great cause. You know, that's what makes that special.
The Australian tour, let's not forget that.
Australian tour, man, you know. No, that's right, you know, but you do so many great things. If you're lucky, but it's hard to choose favourites, really. There's a lot of favourite moments.
So many songwriters say their best song is still to come. Do you feel the same way?
You never know. You know, that's kind of why you continue. So you never know. And people say, oh, come on, Paul, you know, own up, you know.
Yesterday, all right.
Yeah, you know, but it's like, they say, well, why do you continue? And it is because, you know, I mean, I'll say, because I'm still trying to write a decent song, you know. And in a way, that's kind of true. You know, every time you have a go at it, something else happens, and you never know. You might write something better than the rest, you know. You might not. Also, I still enjoy doing it, so it doesn't really matter too much that.
Is Australia on the horizon for a tour?
Yeah, you know, it was until the Bali episode. You know, we were ready to, we were all primed, ready to go, and then suddenly we couldn't. She's a whole atmosphere change, you know, and we didn't want to just be, hey, jolly yourselves up, folks. You know, it just seemed wrong. So it's been very close, and I like to think it's sort of getting closer again, you know.
Good. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed on that. Congratulations on a wonderful record.
Thank you.
And please keep turning them out.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Aussies everywhere.
Looking through the backyard of my life.
Chaos and Creation in the Backyard is the latest from Paul McCartney. I got to tell you, it's a great CD. Are you familiar with this new CD
I've
of
got to
his?
say I'm not.
Yeah, you've got to have a listen to it because it really is.
You liked it?
Yeah, I really did like it.
However, I have been listening to Troy Cassidy